If you are a management consultant or any other kind of busy professional, you have very limited free time, your work schedule is super unpredictable, and your energy levels are probably always low. You barely have time to work out, maybe 1, 2, or even 3 hours a week. And when you have the chance to work out, you tend to do random unstructured workouts. You are either only doing lifting or just doing cardio without any structure. But here is the problem. Focusing on one and ignoring the other without any structure or plan is exactly why you are stuck, why you cannot lose weight, why you cannot build muscle, and why your energy levels are always low. Not about lack of time, it's just lack of knowledge and structure in your plan. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how can you combine strength and conditioning cardio style of training into a simple weekly routine that can fit your schedule even if you are working crazy amounts of hours per week with unpredictable schedules. Before we deep dive into the content, I just wanted to quickly introduce myself. So my name is Lorenzo, I'm 26 years old. I have about 8 years of fitness experience. I personally went through a transformation myself from the typical skinny fat kid into a pretty fit guy. And in the meantime, I've helped over hundreds and hundreds of people achieving their goals, their fitness goals, including management consultants. At the same time, I have a very traditional educational and professional background. I studied management and then finance, and I have a total of 3 years of work experience, including management consulting. Here is why you probably struggle with fitness. First of all is the fact that you have very limited time to work out, okay? You are probably working long hours, 50, 60, or even 70 hours a week. Your schedules are very unpredictable, so you are not even sure when can you work out or when do you have free time, because a last minute call can come up at any time. You have constant deadlines, you probably have to travel quite a lot, and your sleeping schedule is just all over the place. And when you have the chance to work out or dedicate time to your fitness, you basically misuse the time that you have available. So you have no structure, you have no plan, you have a very inconsistent training regimen, meaning for 3 or 4 weeks in a row, you might be able to go to the gym two or three times, but then you lose motivation and you don't work out for 2 months in a row. That's very common. And then finally, you are probably only focusing on either just lifting or only doing cardio. And that's a big problem that I suffered myself. So for the first years of my fitness experience, actually the majority of my fitness experience has been solely dedicated to lifting weights, getting jacked, getting big, getting stronger, and I neglected cardio. And it was only a few years ago that I really started to understand the importance of combining both these styles of training together, and I will touch on that a bit later. But overall, because you have very limited time and you misuse that time, you end up suffering serious consequences. First, of course, you are wasting a lot of your free time, which is precious. You are gaining fat and you are losing muscle because you are doing things wrong. You continue to have energy crashes. And the point of working out and getting your fitness better is to improve your energy levels, and your posture mobility is probably terrible. In the long term, assuming that you are doing things wrong or you are not even trying, you might increase chances of burning out, because if you are not feeling great in your own body, your mind will suffer the consequences. You increase risk of chronic diseases because you are sitting all day, you are not moving, you are at the desk at a computer 12, 14 hours a day for many years. And yeah, overall, your mental health will decline if you do not dedicate enough time and do it properly to your fitness. So all in all, you should take control of your fitness now, and it's much easier than what you think. The solution is what I like to call the hybrid fitness solution, which basically combines strength and conditioning training in 2 to 3 hours a week. Of course, in an ideal scenario, you would work out more than that, 4, 5, even 6 hours. But let's be realistic here, guys. In a realistic world, you can only dedicate 2, 3 hours a week in a consistent basis. So I'm not saying you can do this every week of the year. I understand some weeks are particularly busy, but most of the year, 80% of the time, 2 to 3 hours a week. And for simplicity reasons, let's stick to 3 hours a week for the rest of the video. So I want you to dedicate 75% of your time to strength training and the remaining 25% into cardio. Following that rule, 75% of 3 hours is about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and 25% of your time is 45 minutes. So 2 hours and 15 dedicated to strength training and 45 minutes dedicated to cardio. Of course, you don't have to be 100% accurate with these numbers, but you should try to stick to them as best as you can. And giving some guidelines on each of the types of workouts. For strength training, there are a few guidelines that you have to keep in mind. Firstly, and super important, you need to focus on compound lifts. These are exercises that target multiple muscle groups at once, so you can make the most of your time and you can easily progress on them over time. And these are things like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, shoulder presses, pull-ups, rows, and so on. Secondly, I really want you to focus on progressive overload, which means you are gradually increasing the difficulty of your exercises week by week, month by month. This could be either by increasing the weight over time, increasing the number of reps, doing slower reps. There are many ways you can progressively overload, and you should be doing that week by week, basically. Otherwise, your body gets adapted to the stimulus and will stop trying to improve. That's basically why you should do progressive overload. Thirdly, perfect your form. It doesn't matter if you are doing all these things that I'm telling you about, focusing on compound lifts, progressing overload, if your form is terrible. Not only you are risking injury, but you are not even maximizing your gains in the gym. Lastly, but super important, I want you to prioritize intensity over volume. I prefer that you go for short, intense sessions, 3 to 4 exercises per session, 2 to 3 sets per exercise, 5 to 10 reps per exercise per set, rather than going for exercises with 7, 8, 9 exercises, sets of 20 reps. I mean, I see many people doing that. It's a complete waste of time. It's better to really ensure that every rep and set you are doing is intentional, is purposeful, and you are feeling the muscle that you are supposed to be working. Now, when it comes to cardio and conditioning, here you have a bit more flexibility, in my opinion. You should be combining different styles of training, of cardio, on a weekly basis. So I see 3 main types. So you can go for short HIIT sessions where you are doing sprints, rowing, assault bike. And if you do that, you can do sessions of 10-15 minutes, and you can maybe do 3 sessions a week, which totals to 45 minutes. Secondly, you can do steady state cardio. These are workouts a bit longer, 30 to 45 minutes. And here you can go for runs that are low intensity runs, so you are going at a constant pace, a pace that you can handle, and you build your aerobic capacity over time. And thirdly, you can do circuit finishers. These can last 5, 10, even 15, 20 minutes. And here you combine different types of workouts, exercises into a circuit, and then you do multiple rounds on that circuit with very little rest time between rounds. Now, what are the benefits of combining these 2 types of training? There are 3 main categories of benefits: physical, psychological, and then career benefits. Physical benefits, I think they are super self-explanatory. Of course, if you are stronger, if you are leaner, if your cardio conditioning is better, your energy levels will automatically go up, your stamina will go up, your strength will go up, you'll get stronger, you'll have bigger muscles, and of course, something that you are probably not very worried about now because you are young, maybe in your 20s, 30s, or even 40s, chronic diseases. So if you work out properly, you heavily reduce the risk of chronic diseases, which is super important, especially in challenging industries like consulting, where you are working 12, 14 hours a day sitting at a desk without really moving much. Secondly, and heavily linked to physical benefits, if you're feeling good on your body, your mind will also feel much better. You'll have better mental clarity and focus, your confidence will go up because you'll just feel better, and as a consequence, your relationships will improve, okay? The cherry on top is a career benefits. If you're feeling great on your body, if your mind is in the right place, your productivity will go up, your stress management will massively improve, And yeah, you'll just feel so much more confident in your workplace. And yeah, it's really, really amazing what fitness can do to every aspect of your life, including your career. So keep that in mind, guys. Now, to finish off, I want to show you an example of an efficient weekly hybrid workout plan, assuming that you can work out 3 hours a week. And again, this is an example. It's very high level, but it is just to give you an idea on how can you schedule your workout program. So let's start with the strength side of things. You can split these 2 hours and 15 minutes into one session, two sessions, or three sessions, or even four sessions. I personally would recommend you split them in three sessions, which would be a full body workout of about 1 hour. This is the longest workout of the week. And then two shorter sessions of 35 to 40 minutes, which is the upper body and the lower body. As an example, you do on Tuesday a full body session, about 5 to 6 exercises. And here you are really focusing on compound exercises for the main muscle groups, chest, back, and legs. 2 exercises for legs, 2 exercises for chest, 2 exercises for back. For legs, you would do barbell squats and dumbbell stiff deadlift. For the chest, you would do flat dumbbell press and wide grip push-ups. And finally, for the back, you do pull-ups and yeah, dumbbell curls. They are not really back, but they are a pull movement. I always associate back and biceps together. So this is an example of a full body workout. The next strength training would be on Friday. Here you do an upper body session, would be way shorter, 40 minutes. And here you do 4 exercises: incline barbell press, chin-ups, dumbbell shoulder press, and barbell row. Remember, we are mainly focusing on compound movements. This should be your priority. If you have an extra 5-10 minutes in the gym, you can throw in some arm exercises, some lateral raises, but if you have very limited time, your priority should always be compound exercises. Then on Saturday, you do a lower body session, again only targeting legs. Here we will do a deadlift, barbell lunges, leg curls, and leg extensions. Notice that there are no rest days between Friday and Saturday, because one day you are doing upper body, the other day you are doing lower body, but you have 2 rest days between the full body and the upper body, because yeah, you basically hit your full body, so you should give at least 1-2 rest days. Okay, so that's it when it comes to strength training, and notice it adds up to around 2 hours and 15. Now cardio, as I explained in the previous slide, you can divide it in many ways. You can do only one session a week of 45 minutes, which is what I suggest here on Wednesday, 45 minutes of a steady run. Or you can divide the 45 minutes into 2 sessions. So if you opt for that route, you could do a 20-minute conditioning circuit here, and then a 20-minute conditioning circuit on Sunday. The circuit would be really up to you. Of course, you can optimize the circuits. Again, this is an example, but this is an example of a circuit that would last about 20 minutes. If you are doing these shorter workouts of 20 minutes, it's a bit of a waste of time to go to a gym which is far away from your house if the workout is only 20 minutes. So ideally you would live in an apartment complex that has access to a gym if you are going for these shorter workouts. Otherwise, you can try to do them at your own home. This way you can easily implement these shorter sessions in your daily routine. But yeah, I would say that this is super doable for most people if you are well organized. Okay, 2 to 3 hours a week, it's about 2% of your weekly hours. And if you are really, really tight during the week, you can really leverage the weekends to get some workouts in. Okay, finally, guys, to conclude, I just wanted to give you 3 tips for success. First is consistency over perfection anytime. So I would rather that you are consistent with the plan 80% of the time throughout the year, rather than being perfect 100% of the time for 3 months of the year. So again, try to be consistent. Don't rely on motivation. Just rely on your own commitment to your own self and in your discipline to be consistent over time. Secondly, track your strength and endurance week by week to really understand which areas you should be prioritizing, which muscles you should be prioritizing. So yeah, track your progress in some way. Finally, adapt fitness into your life. Again, in this kind of industries, your life is very unpredictable. You might have a last minute travel, you might have a last minute calls. For example, you thought you'd have 1 hour to work out, but it turns out you only have 20 minutes. So you have to make adjustments last minute. And that's totally fine. It's still better to get the workout in than skip it, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, leave a like and comment and subscribe the channel, because I'm posting a lot of videos giving you tips on how can you be fit even working in demanding industries. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.